How's everybody? Woo! Deer! How's everybody doing today? Just out here trying to get my 8 hours in. Tell you what, I want to talk to y'all today about co-parenting. It's almost a non-existent thing today, and it's been really bothering me, especially this past week. You know, when you have children together and it doesn't work out between you two, I get, it ends messy. It ends not the way it's planned. But when you have children together, there's unspoken rules about co-parenting. When you have custody of the children, you're expected to communicate properly, work together as a team. You don't have to be friends. You don't have to like each other. That's just unspoken. But what really gets to me is, I receive custody of my children, and ours, should I say, our children. And when I reach out saying, hey, our child did this in school and got in trouble, and they're having a real hard time, in school and out of school. And, I try to keep the other parent in the loop as much as possible, because it's a respect thing. That's their child too, as well. You're both parents. That's what you're supposed to do. And to be made out like I'm a bad guy when I try to just simply keep the other parent in the loop on everything that happens, as far as needing to know, like trouble-wise. And then that parent don't even call and check on them, and then makes the comment, well, I live 2 hours away and I barely get to see them already, so I'm not going to call and just be the bad guy and lecture them and yell at them. No, that's your job as a parent. That's what you signed up for when you had children. And it really flies through me, the fact that people don't believe in that anymore. I don't know if there's something in this air that's lowering people's IQs and making them think illogically. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And then to use an excuse, well, I don't come see them because I can't stand being around you. Buddy, I don't care if you can stand being around me. I give you your space. It wasn't me that made it to where you have to be supervised to visit with your children. If you want to go out and choose drugs and men that's been locked up for 20 years, and that was mean and vulgar towards the children to the point that they actually reached out for help to me, their father, to the point I had to go to court and take custody through emergency custody, that is 110% your fault, not mine. I'm not the bad guy. I did my job as a father and stepped in and took custody. Don't hate me because your mistakes. People need to be more accountable for their mistakes as a parent. I own that crap. I'm not perfect by far. I'm not even 1% perfect, but I'm out here doing trial and error. And you know what? When I screw up, guess what? I screw up. I do. I'm not perfect. And you know what? I don't make excuses. I'm just like, well, shit. That didn't work out right, and that kind of sucked the way I did. It crashed and burned. Let's try it a different way this time. I get nobody's perfect, but when you're ghosting your children and you don't take recognition of your own screw up on ghosting your own children, you, my friend, are the problem. You, my friend, need to work on yourself. You need to take a step back and say, well, my father's yelling at me and helped my ex get the children. My own sister helped my ex get the children. My own friends helped my ex get the children. I think there might be a problem, my friends. I do. But no, you go out and turn everybody into the villain beside yourself. That is sad and pathetic. And then you wonder why nobody trusts you. Nobody can take your word when all you've done is lie and deceive. Sorry, my friend, I'm not going to feel bad for you. The fact that I'm giving the respect as a co-parent to let you know when there's something going on with your child, and letting you know, what the psychiatrist says, what the doctor says. They come to me and talk to me about their feelings about the other parent. And I tell them, you need to speak to your other parent. And you need to let them know how you're feeling respectfully. Do not disrespect them because they are your parent. And I live by the code of the Bible saying, honor thy mother and father. Respect your elders. I live and breathe it. But I also encourage children to speak up about their feelings to their parents. That way it is heard, and that is a chance for their parent to fix that problem that they have. Like I said, I'm not or ever will claim to be. But God, at least try and step up when you see there's a problem. When your own children are telling you there's an issue with you, acknowledge it. Don't turn people into the bad guy. Don't turn people into the enemy because you screwed up and you have to fix your own problem. Own that shit and fix it the best you can. If you're trying, I'm not going to knock you. I'm going to try to, I'll put my hand out and help you right back up when you fall. I don't care who you are. I encourage doing better. I acknowledge when people are trying. But to sit there and text and call and run their mouth saying, oh, you're a horrible person, that's why I'm not seeing my children, that's why I won't call my children. Guess what? The children have their own phone. You don't have to call and talk to me. So what's your excuse still for not calling their personal phone? They don't get to play on it and use the internet on it. I don't believe in that crap. Go outside, go play, use your imagination. Bye, Felicia. That's my motto. My children do chores. They do their laundry. They wash the dishes. They help clean the house. My son, he mows and weed eats the lawn. When there's a project, I put a tool in his hand and have him help me because that is our job as a parent, to make them as self-efficient as possible. So when they become a responsible adult, you can sit back and know you've done a good job and know you've done the best you can. At least you try to let them be self-efficient. To let them just sit around the house, play on phones, and learn nothing about responsibilities and getting the job done when it's needed to be done. And you wonder why they fire back at you and try to kill you in your sleep. Well, guess what? That's your own fault. Like I said, I know nobody's perfect. I ain't perfect myself. Once again, I'll keep saying it. But at least try. Try to co-parent. I don't care if you can't stand them. You hate them. In some cases, there's an exception, if they're abusive or just plain, truly evil. I get it. Don't put yourself in a dangerous situation to try to co-parent. But when it's just petty high school BS, there is no excuse for co-parenting. Like I said, I don't know if there's something in this air lowering people's IQ to the point that they're too ignorant to understand what real co-parenting is. But real co-parenting is when you have custody of children and tell that parent so they're aware, so they can help step in with you. That way the kids don't think they can just, oh, well, dad's the strict one. He's the freaking bad guy. Oh, mom's the cool one because she lets us have phones and do whatever we want and we don't get in trouble. We're allowed to have boyfriend and girlfriends over and do whatever we want. No, that's not how this world goes. That's not how life goes. That's not a good thing. And that, my friend, is leading us all down a dangerous path. But I'm at the job site, so I have to get off here. You all have a good day, and I hope everybody has a good day and gets a good message from what I've been preaching about today. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but I try my best in this world, and that's all I can do. Don't forget to like and share the love, and subscribe. I'll subscribe back as soon as I can. Have a good day, everybody.